that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad that I've pulled back a lot on not only what I'm participating in online, but also in what I'm consuming.
Hmm.
Because it's just like there's no margin for me in continuing to try to read like the new Superman books when I'm not enjoying them.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it for me for that.
I just realised the first 5 minutes of this show were not going live to air, so
What?
we've
Oh,
been just talking amongst ourselves.
oh,
The button has been pressed, and we are live now. So I do
okay.
apologise for anybody who was tuning in late. Yeah, we Michael and I have been chatting here, having a nice conversations, and I figured out just now that we didn't press the go live button. I am chasing my tail a little bit now. Apologise for that. Today's been one of those days where things just haven't gone to plan, but we are now live, and we appreciate those people who are tuning in 7 minutes beyond what we thought we would be tuning in. So let's just kind of recap what we've been speaking about, Michael, because we don't have a lot on the topics list tonight. But let me start off by again welcoming everyone to WGBS TV Live. This is our May 17th, 2021 show. And we want to thank our sponsors, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray, for their support. And want to thank everyone tuning in live via YouTube now, because they are just getting on. So we apologise for the delay, but thanks JP and others who are just getting online now. Apologise about the issue with missing out on the first few minutes of the show. How are you,
Yeah.
Michael? Again, recapping.
I'm still fine. um, no, yeah, I totally know what you mean though. I've been like that for the past couple of weeks, where it seems to be going and going and going and going, and trying to get the fact that I got you the list that I got you today was kind of a minor miracle that I remembered to do that again.
So as I was saying on the top of the show, we don't have a lot of movie news to talk about, but we are going to get into the television side of things. And I wonder if I've pressed the button on a feed that nobody is available to watch, but we're just going to continue and push through. It's happened before where we've gone on to the different feed, but we've got a couple of eyes on us at the moment, so we'll push through. The television side of things, we had a Supergirl episode air recently. It was the mid-season finale, if you like. It was titled Fear Not, as in Knot. I always have to explain that for some reason. And you were not necessarily overly impressed with this episode, but you did feel like there were some story elements that were just thrown in there because the story needed them.
Yeah, it's like everybody did a great job. Like the performers, all the actors, fantastic. They worked well with what they were given. But this really feels like, to me, it it feels like when you're reading an ongoing comic and you get to a storyline that just seems to be dragging on forever, and you're just not enjoying that as much.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt about this, and the fact that we finally got her back, and it was just like Alex and Kara hug, and then the episode is over. Oh wait, Nixley's hiding out on the outside of the ship. So it's just so weird, and that's it till August.
Yeah, it was a strange way. I mean, it really didn't feel like a finale in the way that, or mid-season finale in the way that maybe they had hoped or anticipated that it might work out. It did come off as a bit odd and strange. The whole idea of the tower being a ship all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you really didn't buy into that.
No, that was just like really you needed that for the plot, right? You didn't feel like going, oh well, we're gonna build a new ship or we got a ship. No, John's crafted this thing that the top, like, how does no one notice that? Like the top of a building in a major city is taking off and flying away, and no one's. It was. I just. It's like I tried not to like sit there and go, I hated this and I hated this and I hated this, because I'm trying to be somewhat positive. But yeah, they made it difficult for me.
did you? I mean, Nixley being, on the ship and taking stowing away back to Earth was obviously on the cards. We knew that wasn't going to be the end of her. That she didn't die in the explosion, obviously. So we will be seeing her and Mixie in upcoming episodes.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm looking forward to that to a certain extent. It's just I'm just hoping that when the show comes back, that it will be better, basically. Like now that we're done with this, we can move on with the actual end of the series instead of just having 7 episodes where Kara's stuck in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, and because let's be honest, it was kind of starting to grate on our nerves a little bit. Had been dragging on. We will finally get Kara back with her friends, and they will finally be moving forward with whatever the final episodes of the season are aiming to tell. What story they're aiming to deliver for us. So we look forward to seeing that because, as I was saying, it's kind of dragging on a little bit, the whole Phantom Zone, stuck there, not being together as a crew, as a super friend. So we look forward to seeing that pan out as we move forward when the show returns August.
Yeah, that's a really long time.
Does seem
for
like
a show like this.
Yeah. So we do have a promo trailer for the episode down the track, which the trailer was called Welcome Back Kara, I think it was, which was the name of it. Welcome Back Kara promo. Here it is, season 6, episode 8.
It's so good to have you home.
I'd like to see what my daughter's been up to here on Earth.
You are my Uncle Archie visiting from Smallville.
I promise no one will even know I'm there.
Oh dear.
You really want to see what Kara's life is like?
Suit up and get ready to fly.
Supergirl. New episodes return August 24th. Free next day on the CW app.
August 24th is when the show returns for its final 13, I think, episodes. But Kara in the suit, is that a COVID thing because she wasn't available, Melissa, to be there? What are you thinking?
Something like that. Either that or she's just not physically able to do some of the stunts anymore. Having a kid takes a lot out of you, and to expect her to bounce back like that, less than a year after having her first child is I think maybe a little unrealistic.
True.
But I saw that. I was like, we wanted to give Melissa a break. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So
that's the upcoming episode of Supergirl, as I said, towards the end of August before we get that one. But we did have an interview with David Harewood, who was the director of this episode that we just watched on Supergirl. It was an interesting one as a director because the fear element was the same story but told from different perspectives because they were all having their different fear dreams or nightmares or whatever you want to call it. So there wouldn't have been a lot of variation. It would have been keep coming back to the same spot. But here's what he had to say about directing this episode, which was the 4th time he's directed a Supergirl episode.
And McGon is already patrolling to protect National City in our absence. Everything is ready to go.
It's a very unusual episode, so hopefully the fans will like that.
That power level meter will keep track of how strong our shields are. If it drops into the red, we'll be in trouble.
Expect to be a little bit afraid. Well, I've directed 4 episodes now. That, for me, has been a major success for me personally, and something that I will cherish and remember forever because it's just been such a wonderful experience.
And we only have one shot.
Well, let's be sure to get it right.
And they've been very, very receptive to me, and I've really enjoyed how open they have been to direction.
I'm not risking losing both of you.
I am not risking losing our one shot at getting her back.
And I've learned a lot from the crew, James Liston and Brian Rose, who's our cameraman. Everyone's been really supportive and helpful, and I'm really, really glad for that.
So there you have it, David Harewood talking about being director of this particular episode that we just watched. And it's always good to see the cast. That's 2 now in a row. We had Kyla Lee do the previous one, and then David Harewood do this one. And I guess it helps during COVID to have the people who are already there directing episodes. When they don't have to bring in extra people.
Yeah, I mean, and they know the cast, they know the rhythms. I was actually impressed that he was in as many scenes physically as he was, because usually when you're directing, you kind of want to take yourself out of it so you have a better perspective on it, because it's got to be hard to direct yourself and the scene when you're in the scene. You know, you're not looking at it from a distance. Now they have the video village where you get to go and watch everything that you just shot, and you can redo things if you need to. But I like that. It's always kind of funny that when you get like later in these shows, the stars start stepping up to direct episodes, which just makes sense because, you know, some people act for decades and some people act for a very short period of time. So you kind of want to have that other career in your back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. And be able to get behind the camera once the camera's not so friendly for you in front of it. So it's something that you can move on to. All right, so that's Supergirl. It's done and dusted for a couple of months. We return in August for new episodes. But don't fear, don't fret. Superman and Lois is back, taking over that same time slot. We had 5 episodes to begin this new season, or this first season, and now we have upcoming episodes. And we've kept having Superman and Lois put in front of our faces, reminding us that it's coming back from week to week. This week it was Jordan Elsas, who plays Jonathan Kent, reminding us about a week ago about the fact that the show is returning. Here is, if I have it ready to show you, I think it's, let's see if I've got Jordan lined up, but just quickly have a look at my files, why I don't have Jordan's video there for me to look at. Okay, I don't have Jordan's update, but what I do have is Tyler Hoechlin's update, where he tried to give us an update on what was happening with the return of Superman and Lois, but it sounded like it was Elizabeth Tulloch behind the camera, and she was just not good on the camera. Have a look.
Hey everyone, new episodes of Superman and Lois are back this Tuesday at 9, 8 Central. What are you doing? What happened? Hey everyone, new episodes of Superman and Lois are back this Tuesday at 9, 8 Central. I swear to God, I'm done. I quit. It's your fault.
So there you have it. That was pretty funny. Every time he'd get through towards the end of his lines, she'd just drop the camera and focus on the ground there. So it's pretty funny. It seemed like they have a lot of fun there, the cast of Superman and Lois.
I was about to say they've done a really good job of like with these little behind the scenes videos that everyone seems like really happy to be there. And I guess maybe you're just happy to work. So, you know, especially after, you know, probably being so long in the pandemic. And now, you know, they get to be actually on set and act with other people instead of like doing Zoom calls. So, but yeah, that made me chuckle. That was kind of endearing, actually.
Yeah. And we do have the promo for this particular episode, which is titled Broken Trust. Let's have a look at it right now.
I don't think I've ever been as scared as I was tonight. I think someone's trying to kill Dad.
If it wasn't for the boys, you might have died tonight.
Sounds like you're on the mend.
I got lucky.
With everything this family is facing, we can't rely on luck.
Those Metropolis guys made my life hell. Let me shut them up.
Do you understand how dangerous this could be? That anger you felt, I have those feelings too. But I keep them in check.
I'm not you. You get to grow up and you get to be Superman. Who am I?
He's not ready for this. Things are different now.
The world's about to be destroyed unless I save it. Metropolis will be the first city to fall.
I was 1 second away from being dead.
Get out of here!
I just wanted to go back to normal.
A lot to unpack in that, and I'm feeling like it's probably a couple of episodes in one there. It's more of a season trailer of what's coming up rather than just in this next episode.
Yeah, because I doubt all that's going to be jammed in there. It's kind of interesting seeing the other reality where Superman's going crazy. I'm just really hoping that the walls in the Kent farmhouse are not plaster, because punching through it like that's just going to cause it. I mean, the fixing a plaster wall is just a giant pain in the butt. So I'm just kind of hoping that they could just do some sheetrock and just get it over with.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you can do some super patching.
Yes.
So a number of things there. Sounds like Superman or Clark got very close to dying in this one particular episode, one particular thing happening that she says, if it wasn't for the boys tonight, you could have died. So it sounds like maybe the tables are turned and that Jonathan and Jordan do something that actually saves Superman for a change.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, it's a nice inverse of what we saw in the last episode where, the boys needed help and they didn't want to call for help because their grandfather is a jerk.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'm just so happy that it's back.
We also see what looks to be an army of Supermen in the black costumes, probably on Captain Luthor's world, where whether that's Superman robots or other Kryptonians or something, just destroying buildings from on high with their heat vision. It's no wonder that he's anti-Superman.
Yeah, if Superman destroyed my planet, I'd probably have a few problems with him, just on a personal level.
We also see in there, some Sam Lane scenes. Obviously, there's some developments there with just exactly what his go is as far as being both father-in-law and army general.
Yep, they've set everything up so kind of neatly, and we did have a bit of a cliffhanger of Jordan getting attacked by his former teammate. So hopefully we're going to figure out what's going on with that pretty quick.
Jonathan's teammates from Metropolis.
The football team, the kid with the Smallville power.
Yeah,
that attacked him at the end of the episode.
Oh, okay, right. Because we also see the Metropolis boys come, and they seem to be maybe Jonathan's old football buddies from his football team that he had to abandon. They're coming in their varsity jackets. I don't know if that's something that we're going to be seeing come to the fore as well. And then we've got Jordan's powers. We've got him. Not only did he have the heat vision, but now he's got obviously super strength coming in there as well. So he seems to be developing powers. Where Jor-El's AI just thought he was not anything special.
Well, yeah, holograms. They just got to stick with their dad.
Yeah.
Their dad and their mom. I don't think they really need to go with any extended family.
So we also got to see some photos from an upcoming Superman and Lois episode, which will be titled Man of Steel. Just trying to see if I've got some of those images here for you. I don't have them ready to call up. But the next episode after Broken Trust, episode 7, will be titled Man of Steel. But we also this week got an interview, a roundtable interview with EW.com's reporter talking to the cast of Superman and Lois about the show returning. So here's a bit of them breaking down the first episodes and talking about what's coming up. It's a half-hour video, but here's just a couple of the minutes of the beginning of it.
Honestly, one of my favorite moments so far has been the water cooler scene with Jordan. And kind of embarrassing him in front of the girl that he likes.
I guess you're sort of 5 episodes in. I mean, Todd, what are you sort of most proud of in these sort of first 5 episodes?
I think that I'm proud that we made 5 episodes in a pandemic.
I mainly get my feedback to the memes that my friends send me that people make about the show. And, so far, they're still fresh. So as long as the memes are still fresh, I'm still working.
So there you have it. That's just the intro for the roundtable interview with the Superman and Lois cast. It's really insightful, and it's great just to see the banter between them. And the fact that Todd Helbing's just happy as far as the first 5 episodes are concerned, that they just got to do first 5 episodes is amazing in and of itself amongst the pandemic issues. So definitely check that out. It's on our website if you're interested in watching the full 13 plus minutes of that roundtable interview with the cast of Superman and Lois.
Also, given how Superman stuff tends to get put on the back burner, I'm just impressed that we got the first 5 episodes as well, just on that level.
All right, there were some new character posters released today for Superman and Lois. I'm just going to throw them up here for you quickly. Here is the one of, just zoomed in too far there, of Superman. Again, it's based on the same designs that we've seen to date so far, which is a really good one. I've seen a lot of talk about Tyler Hoechlin's suit being too puffy. I get that in some regards. The way his arms are folded there, you can see that there's obviously some issues with the padding underneath. His right arm just doesn't seem naturally formed there. But I think all in all, it's a pretty good suit, and the musculature on it is pretty natural.
Yeah, I mean, one, it doesn't have those buckles around the cape, so right there it's an improvement.
Yeah,
even though I didn't hate those, I know you didn't like them. So
no, exactly. That
everyone needs it stuff, and the fact that we're getting more than one suit during the course. We see the black suit when it's the evil Superman, and we've got the retro suit that's making a comeback.
Yep.
I mean, they're really kind of mixing it up. Kind of makes you think are they like going for an action figure line at some point? Is there going to be like a DC multiverse?
That'd be cool.
Of the different. Oh man, I'd buy every single one, but still.
So that's the Superman poster. Then we have this Lois Lane one of Elizabeth Tulloch, however you want to pronounce her surname, with the Kent farm in the background. And then we have Jonathan Kent there with his football in hand. And then his brother Jordan Kent there with the farm in the background as well. So that's the 4 posters that were released pretty much today for the Superman and Lois characters. So cool to see all of them released today. And that's the images that were released today. And I can't think of really anybody else from the cast that hasn't had one of these released yet. We had the antagonist.
What's her name?
What's her name?
Lois's.
Oh, okay. Chrissy Beppo.
Chrissy Beppo has not gotten it. Hey, yo, where's her poster, y'all?
Yeah, we want the Beppo poster.
That's not fair.
So, okay, well, that's one we're holding out for. So, yeah, we've had the antagonist. We had Luthor, we had Lane, and we had Morgan Edge last week. And then before that, we had the Cushing family, Lana and her family. So, just Beppo, I guess, with a monkey in the background.
That would be a little too on the nose, I think.
Probably. All right, so that's the Superman and Lois updates. We do, as I said, new episode tomorrow night, Tuesday, May 18th at 9 p.m. So on the CW, cannot wait to see where they go with these new episodes. And we will get a good run of episodes. I don't know of any more breaks for Superman and Lois. I think they've had enough of time to film the rest of the episodes for this season. So they'll probably be then having their finale August when Supergirl comes back.
Yeah, I mean, that's... And I'll be sad again. I mean,
but it has been renewed already, so that's good.
Yeah, we got the second season, and that just makes me so happy. It's basically with this show, like anything we get, if they're like, hey, they're going to get a second season and that's it, I'll still kind of be happy because it made 2 seasons. I mean, that's pretty big. But if it gets another one, I'll just be like, of course it got another one.
I like JP Roker's comment in the YouTube thing there saying, good thing John had the football or I might not have known who he was.
I'm telling you, they're setting up the action figure line. That's going to be his accessory. He's going to have a football.
Yes.
And Jordan's going to have a head that has the heat vision eyes. McFarlane, I'm just doing your job for you at this point.
Just sign him up right now. So Mind the Gap asking, massacre or gangbuster, who should show up?
Okay, one, that's like asking, do you want the like engine of destruction or the really cool side hero? I say both. I've been wanting them to do. I think it's been a shame that at least even Supergirl, in 7 seasons, they're not pulling gangbuster. They got a new one in the comics now. It's a female gangbuster, which is kind of interesting. They're also bringing back loose cannon. What the hell? But no, it's just Gangbuster is like one of those. I don't know how you would do it, like have Gangbuster come to Smallville, because that would be just kind of weird. But Jose Delgado is such a great character.
Yeah.
The fact that we've never gotten a live action version of him, in movies or television or whatever, is kind of disappointing. Because if you're wanting representation, let's pull. He's an existing character that is not only a great character, but clicks that box.
Yep, indeed. Oh, well. Well, we're just at the halfway point of tonight's program. I do apologize again for those who didn't find us early on. We were having some issues. My fault. But you're here now. We can see you watching. We love your comments there on YouTube. Keep them up. We're going to play some quick messages. We'll be back on the flip side to talk comic books and also the 10th anniversary of the finale of Smallville. Michael rolls his eyes.
No, it can't be. It's 10 years already? Good Lord in heaven.
All right, we'll be back with those comments right after this.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying WGBS TV Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by visiting patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
This Superman movie is brought to you by Canon, the world's leading camera manufacturer.
Quick, it's happy.
Canavision 8 camcorders.
Hey, I thought you were Superman, huh?
Hey, I am.
If it moves, shoot it with a cannon.
You know I'm going to say it. If it moves, shoot it with a cannon.
Feel that way myself. Just,
So there we have it, the Christopher Reeve commercial for Canon camcorders back in the day. All right.
Justin in the chat asked who created Gangbuster. That would be Jerry Ordway and Mike Macklin created that character, with Marv Wolfman writing the first issues that he was in.
And Michael just knows that off the top of his head, that's the encyclopedia that he has.
Yeah, it's very specialized, but it's there.
All right, so we were going to move on to the fact that Smallville has just this week celebrated, or we just celebrated 10 years since the finale of Smallville. All these years later, it is still a very hotly debated finale. I posted the fact, I wrote a bit of a column and article on our website celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the finale, and the comments on our Facebook feed were just of the same. You could virtually go back 10 years and it was just the exact same feelings: the animosity, the anguish, the heartache, the disappointment. And then there was those on the flip side who were going, no, but it was everything, and it was uplifting, and I was so, thrilled, and it really, no time has passed, and it's been 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that just boggles my mind, because I remember when the show was on, and it was just such a flashpoint for Superman fandom online. And I use that specifically because I have no idea I wasn't talking to other Superman fans offline, so that was my only frame of reference. And man, you had the people that loved it, and it was the rock their Church of Ra was built on, and it was everything, and Tom Welling should be Superman, for all time. And then there were others that just hated it. And I was just like, no, this isn't Superman. He's, he never puts on the costume. That's not, it's just, and it just ignores the fact that, for episodic television, it had more good episodes than bad ones. Not everyone was a gem. I think a lot of the problems that some people had with it were just the structure of a weekly television series. That you can't get away from. It's not going to be the same thing as a comic or a movie. Network television, especially WB and then CW network television, they had a brand that they were trying to stick to. So the finale was fine. It did everything a series finale. The show went 10 years, y'all. I mean, seriously, no one saw that coming.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were thinking maybe 4 years at the most at the time, and then, obviously it went 10 years, and it's, one of the longest running superhero shows ever. And were there issues with the finale? Yeah, sure. I mean, were people disappointed that Tom Welling did not put on the costume as such, and that we didn't really get to properly see him in, any kind of head-to-toe non-CGI form of this costume? Definitely. Did we hit all the proper beats with Lois and Perry and Jimmy and Superman doing the shirt rip and the music? We got the John Williams theme there. It was all there, and it was definitely uplifting, and it definitely finished on a right note. But I think it's so hard to get past that. Welling not doing what fans wanted him to do. So much so that whenever we have to include him in the, any kind of image of all the Superman actors, people have to CGI his head onto a Superman costume to really be able to put him properly in a Superman costume.
Yeah, but, it's kind of funny because I really was just not feeling the trench coat black outfit, but then that jacket from the last season came along, and I'm like, guys, I really miss the trench coat. But no, I mean, why not just put him in the trench coat shot? I mean, it's just like, everyone, God, people get so tribal about Superman. It's just like...
Yeah. What did you make of the election in 2018?
Well, I still say that Lex Luthor would have been a better president. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, but so here we have obviously the final scenes. There's no doubting that Erica Durance was probably one of the best Lois Lanes we've ever had on live action. But yeah, here we have the finale of him racing up the stairs, telling the minister that he's going to be a few minutes late for their wedding. But he races to the rooftop and does the shirt rip with the music flaring in the background, and a very iconic moment, the Daily Planet symbol there on the rooftop, American flag blowing in the breeze in the background. And Tom Welling was in shape. There was no doubting that he was in good enough shape to be able to put on the costume, but it wasn't something that he was keen to do, and that's what we got. So it was 10 years ago this week.
I forgot they did like the Superman the movie end credits. That was I forgot that they did that. I haven't seen that in like 6 or 7 years though. So
wow. So there you have it. That was celebrating 10 years since we had the finale of Smallville, and it's still being debated very hotly to this day. All right, on the comic book side of things, this past week we had a number of issues that are worth discussing. Superman number 31 was out this week. Are you reading the Superman title, Michael?
No, but it looks like the stream died again.
Oh, really?
Oh, I think maybe you showed too much of Smallville.
Maybe. Let me...
Stream suspended for policy violations.
Let me quickly check what's going on there. Just quickly check content. I'll put in a dispute, and we should hopefully get back. Excuse me. I'm not seeing anything. I didn't get an email. That's unfortunate.
That seems like really weird because you're not showing the show. We're talking over it. It's not like somebody can watch that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
You're not streaming the episode. That seems really under fair use.
Exactly, because we're talking over it.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just... sorry, seems YouTube didn't like us playing that video.
Oh, there we are.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
So hopefully we're back. If everyone in the comments can confirm that we are... still, yeah, we're back. Excellent. So yes, obviously YouTube had an issue there with us playing the scene from Smallville, even though we were discussing it and under fair use, talking over the top of it, and review sense. That was obviously an issue for the time being, but we're pushing on. The show continues, and excuse me, we're talking about comic books. So Superman, as I was mentioning there, issue number 31 was released this past week, and it was an issue, I should say, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying story development is on the light side here. The story is a thinly veiled attempt to make Superman the older, less capable hero. And people were commenting earlier about Jonathan Kent in the Superman and Lois TV series, and the fact that Jonathan Kent is the new Superman that's about to take over in the comic book side of things, in the new comic book title, Superman, The Adventures of Son of Kal-El. And that's obviously just around the corner in the next month or so. But in this particular issue, we do see this whole shadow breed thing. We do see, the issues of Superman's powers and Jonathan's powers, and the fact that Jonathan's able to use his heat vision in a way that Superman has never done before, and that he's actually able to detonate it in mid-stream, if you like, because he's able to somehow look at the molecules of the air or water molecules in the air around his heat vision, and somehow detonate the heat vision as an explosion, which is a unique power that we've not seen before.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was like a concussive heat vision.
I mean, to be fair, anytime you can kind of put a new spin on an old power that actually works, that is better to me than Super Flare, which I hated.
Yes.
Because it was just such a dumb power. But no, I'm not reading it, and mainly because one, as much as I liked the quality of the writing and the art and I know the art changes of the first like 2 issues of Philip Kennedy Johnson's run, this isn't what I want. And I'm just that old fan now, yelling at these kids to get off my lawn. But it's just like, okay, this is the direction you're going in. I hope everybody has fun. This just isn't what I want out of a Superman book. It's not that I don't like Jonathan. It's just I don't want to read about him being Superman.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And that's, I think, the problem that a lot of people have at the moment is that the direction they're going with the character and what people are not necessarily liking about, putting Superman aside as the secondary hero, if you like, because of the fact that his son is taking top billing. But we'll see where the upcoming issues go with the Superman title. We also this week had Justice League Last Ride, which is a mini-series discussing what looks to be the final adventures of the Justice League, with Batman and Superman at odds with one another. It's kind of set down the track after the aftermath of Martian Manhunter's death. The Justice League is disbanded, and they're called back together by Jon Stewart to the Watchtower to, of course there's a new threat that requires them to be brought back together, and Superman and Batman are obviously at odds here about something that's happened or the way things were dealt with, and it's quite a good character study. So if you're interested, check out Justice League Last Ride. The first issue came out this past week. It might be something that you'd be keen to read.
I was just kind of hoping it would be like them all standing in like a ride at Disney World, and they're just waiting for, it's like the park's about to close. That's a dumb joke, yeah. But I'm sticking with it. But it's a stupid joke.
It's it's the prequel to Justice League Last Drinks, which has them all standing around a bar.
Last call. Yeah, it's just.
So that's where things we're at with this past week. But let's have a look at the comic books that are due out this week for Superman fans who read comic books. And this is what we have to look forward to. We have Justice League number 61 out this week. That is available in this variant cover right here. Also out this week we have, the one that I'm looking forward to, is Superman Red and Blue number 3, and that is the background of my current video, green screen behind me as we go live to air tonight. And that is also available in this variant cover, which is a really cool one, and this alternate variant cover available this week as well. So that's Superman Red and Blue number 3. Also out this week, we have, just quickly checking my list, we also have trade paperback of Dark Knight's Death Metal War of the Multiverses. We also have Justice League Galaxy of Terrors trade paperback, and Young Justice, the animated series, Book 2, Growing Up trade paperback is out this week as well. So that's what's available for Superman fans reading comic books this week, dated Tuesday, May 18th. These books will be released. And nothing on the digital publishing side of things for Superman fans this week. I think the next chapter of Ruby Justice League comes out next week.
But how will we live without it?
Not that I'm reading it either, but yeah, so that's what we have to look forward to. But we do have a new Supergirl comic book series coming out this June, actually. June 15th is the first issue. It is called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and DC Comics actually gave us a preview at some pages. Here is the cover to the first issue out this when it does come out, June 15th, and that's also available in this variant cover. So that's the first issue. But as I said, we do have some preview pages for you to check out if you're interested for this particular comic book, which comes out June 15th. It is written by Tom King and is a new 8-issue limited series launching June 15th.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that one. It's got kind of a weird vibe to it.
It almost has a kind of, as I was saying, a cowboy bounty hunter type feel to it. You know, like a Wild West kind of thing. But yeah, if you're interested, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the first issue comes out June 15th for comic book fans. New 8-issue limited series.
Of course, she doesn't get her own ongoing, but that's just how things work out for Supergirl, it seems.
At the moment, that's how it seems. All right, let's do a this week. Actually, no, let's do a fan favorite segment first.
Yeah, I was about to say
we haven't done that one.
I'd rather do that since we had some people writing in. So
yeah, here's the intro. There you have it. So, Michael, what was our fan favorite question from last week?
What is your favorite Superman Kryptonite collectible? And Jack, Rocha wrote in, the only Kryptonite-related collectible I have is the Lego Kryptonite Prison.
Yeah, unfortunately, he sent that through, and I don't seem to have it on my files. So, I'm sorry about that, Jack. But yeah, it's thank you for sending that in. I appreciate your response. But like I said, I'm chasing my tail today, and I don't know why I don't have your image that you sent through, but I appreciate you sending in your response. I do have Ryan Ignatius Pratt wrote in saying, this is the lone Kryptonite item that I have, and here it is. It's this pin, little novelty piece, fun little novelty piece, lone Kryptonite item in his collection, and it says Kryptonite. It's got that little Kryptonite item in it with the S shield on top. So that's really cool. Thank you, Ryan, for sending that in. I do have that one somewhere in my collection too. But it's a nice little item. Do you have anything, Michael, in your collection that's Kryptonite related?
Right around the time of Man of Steel, there was this like little tchotchke that you could get that's like Kryptonite under glass. But my favorite is the Lexor 7 from the Superpowers action figure line, because it actually has a chunk of Kryptonite in the back of it. That's what powers the ship.
Right,
it's
yes.
This little green crystal. That thing will fall out and you will lose it until you miraculously find it like several years later and realize that you don't have to buy another one. But no, it's just there isn't a whole lot of like Kryptonite merchandise is weird to me. It's just like, do we really want a collectible of the thing that kills your hero?
Let me just quickly step away from my computer and just grab one item that I have on my shelf.
Okay, I will entertain everybody while you're gone. And check out Superman Red and Blue this week, because my friend Michel Fiffe has a story in it. I'm really excited that he finally got to do a Superman story like that. I know he's really excited for it. So, how's everyone doing? There he is.
Kicking over my rubbish bin there. So, it's not going to show because it's green.
That's funny.
That is funny. Yeah. How frustrating is that?
Wow, it's actually making you disappear. That's kind of the funny part of it. Is okay, this is really creepy, Steve. It won't show up because it's green.
Let me turn off my green screen. Maybe that'll... There we go. Turn off the green screen.
No. Okay, there you go. So okay.
It's a huge Kryptonite item. It's supposed to light up, I think, if you press it somewhere, but it's more like the green crystal used in Superman.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Which
go throw that in your backyard. Maybe the Fortress of Solitude will come out.
That was also a weird thing about Superman the movie that I never understood, was why they made the crystal green, because so many people would go, "Oh, it's kryptonite." Okay.
Yeah, that.
And Superman Returns, they just made them clear. So,
like all the other crystals are clear, but the green one, and that's how you know that's the one that makes all the other crystals.
All right, this week in history, let's power through one of those.
All right. I will go as fast as humanly possible.
Go for it. Oh, you want your intro, don't you? Hang on, here's your intro.
I was thinking it was coming. But,
yeah, here it is.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
1941 Action Comics number 38, which had a Superman story called Superman Hypnosis by Radio, and a really kind of cool cover of Superman saving a rock climber. Jumping ahead to 1951, we had Action Comics number 158, The Kid from Krypton, which a really cool Wayne Boring cover on that one. I always like Wayne Boring. Also, the same year, you had Adventure Comics number 166 that had the Superboy story, The Town That Stole Superboy. Jumping ahead to 1961, we had Superboy number 90, which had The Girl Who Saw the Future Superboy, The Unwanted Super Tot, and Pete Ross Super Secret. I think that's the one where he finds out Superboy's secret identity. Also that same year in 61, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 54, where Jimmy is menacing him with a kryptonite holding ant. That's kind of cool. Jumping ahead to 1971, we have Superboy number 176, The Secret of Superboy's Sister. Scrap Iron Flying Carpet. Jumping ahead to 1981, we have Action Comics number 522, The Time Tornado of the Clockwork Man. That also had an Atom backup story in that. Same year, this is a big one actually for Superman. New Adventures of Superboy number 20, with the planet that kidnaps Superboy and captive of the Red Sun. Also, Super Friends number 47, which had the demons from the Green Hell, and Superboy's right there on the cover. Also, Superman Family number 209, which had a Mr. and Mrs. Superman story, a Supergirl, a Superman, a Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen story. And that same year, finally, for 1981, World's Finest number 270 with a cool Metallo cover. Jumping ahead to 1991, the second part of the Return of the Krypton Man story. This was right on the heels of Superman, the Man of Steel number 1. That cover still gets me all these years later. Jumping ahead to 2001, we have Superman Adventures number 57, where he's fighting Calabac on the cover. That same year, do you have any memory of Superman Where Is Thy Sting?
No, I saw this one and I'm thinking that cover looks familiar, but I don't remember the story.
Yeah, there's so much of those like Elseworlds and those prestige format books that are just gone from my memory. And jumping ahead to 2011, we had Supergirl number 64, heading into the home stretch of that series, and Superman Batman number 84, which was the finale of the Sorcerer King storyline. And in the real world, I lost what I had.
You had Joan Alexander passed away.
Yeah, Joan Alexander died on the it was the 21st, I believe, somewhere around there, which is really sad. But that's it for this week in history, right here at the end.
There you go. Thank you very much, Michael, for that, and that pretty much brings us to the end of WGBS TV tonight. I apologise for the confusion about the start of the show, where we were at, which link, and apologise for missing part of the show and a little bit of the disorganisation that we had tonight, just being one of those days. But we will fight back and be better for it next week when we return for another episode of WGBS TV Live, when we return on, what will be, Monday the 24th of May. So we look forward to talking with you then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. Thank you to everyone on YouTube for your participation. Thank you to all your comments and all your questions. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And thank you to you, my co-host and very patient sidekick, Michael Bailey.
Pleasure as always, Steve. You put up with me most of the time, so...
I don't know about calling you a sidekick. I think you pretty much run the show sometimes.
I'm good at being your sidekick. I really don't mind.
And thank you again to everyone for watching the show. We'll be back next week. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Yunus on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching WGBS TV Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com.